Rice, and I'm coming to you today not with a biblical teaching or Sermon Around the World series that I've started or anything like that. What I'm doing is I'm coming to you today with just something strange that I found in Antarctica. And as I will explain in the video, I use Google Earth for my Sermons Around the World series. In other words, if the guy's preaching from Kuala Lumpur, I'm going to show you on Google Earth, the Earth will turn and you'll zoom in to Kuala Lumpur. And, and then we start the sermon series. But that's not what this is here today. Today I was just, piddling around, just kind of bored and just wanted to see what was down in Antarctica. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll get back to you after the video. Oh, by the way, I didn't find any pyramids or spaceships. Um, doesn't mean they're not there, whatever. I personally don't believe in aliens or ancient aliens. That's another subject and another teaching. But, I did not find any of those things. Enjoy the video. Well, okay. Well, what I was doing, I was basically looking at Antarctica. I usually use my Google Earth for things like sermons across the world, where, I'm going to show you from where in the world the preaching is coming from, whether it's from the Philippines or Malaysia, Russia, China, it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you where it's coming from. And then you get to watch the preaching and worship service from that part of the world, in their own language. And I think that's really cool. But I use Google Earth for that. But today, I was just kind of piddling around with it. And I thought, well, I've never been to Antarctica. And I'm going to go down there and just take a look and, look at something that I know is there. And I'm just going to look at it and see, what it looks like and everything like that. So I typed in McMurdo Station, Antarctica. And, of course, it's going to take me right to it. Now, this is McMurdo Station. And it's actually a pretty big station when you think about it. And you can zoom in, and you can see the Quonset hut buildings that they've got up here, and, the other buildings, and fuel storage, all kinds of things, a helipad. But it's a pretty nice station. One of these days I'd like to go there just to see what it is. And but I was skirting along the coastline, because it's a strange place. You want to see what it's like. So I was skirting along the coastline, just taking an idea of what might be here. And, looking at the ocean, looking at the ice, looking at the, what land you can see. And about 2,000 miles, or about 2,000 kilometers away from McMurdo, I came across this. And this is not on the list of any ice stations that are there currently. The idea that, this is not even on the list of them. It's not on the Russians, the French, the British, the Argentinian, or the Peruvian, or anybody else that's down there. This is not on their list. So, as I was looking at it, at first I was just kind of just trying to get an idea of what was here. And I just thought, well, I'm just going to come in here and just see what it is. And I put these little pin marks here to highlight these points that I wanted to show today. I don't know what they are, and I'm going to let you decide what they are. Because, to be honest, I have no clue. I can tell you what they look like to me, and that's about it. So, so here we are. We're at our first structure. Now, Carl Sagan one time he said that if you want to find on another world, if someone had lived there that was an advanced civilization or is currently living there, look for certain things. And those things were geometric constructs that are not part of the terrain. Um, Look for squares and rectangles. Look for cones and pillars. Look for hexagonal and polygonal shapes. You can look for pyramids. You can look for triangular shapes, perpendicular and parallel lines. These are the things that would tell you that someone with a knowledge of mathematics had built these structures. So when I came to this, and of course we're talking about Antarctica here. So one of the things that you really want to do is that when you find something that's unusual, you want to take and you want to move it around. Look at it from different angles. Because sometimes when you look at it from one angle, it may look like something, but when you look at it from another angle, it looks, totally different. So what you want to do is you just want to take that and just take it and move it around a little bit, so you can get an idea of what something may or may not be. And so that's basically, what I do. Now, I took a look at this and I said, okay, there's something strange about it. I don't know what it is, but there is something strange about it. This is my first structure. And then a little ways away, as I was looking, I came across this. Now you have a rectangular shape. In fact, you have two of them, one behind the other here. You have something here. I don't know what it is. And maybe something back here. This looks like it had been there for a while because it's covered in ice and it's covered in snow. So really, I couldn't tell you what it was. You move the picture around so you can kind of get an idea. Well, this is just another one because you have straight lines. These straight lines tell you that this was built. It looks like, as you move in a little bit, it looks like, there's more here on the top. Looks like part of it had fallen down. This is just some of the things that you look for. And we go to the third one. So we zoom in. And this really kind of blew me away because here, that's not natural. This over here is natural. This is not natural. This looks like crates that have been set up. Like maybe this is some kind of storage area for something. You know, you have another one over here. So this is what I saw here, and I want to tell you something. That look, no matter how you turn the picture around and how you look at it, you know, it's still going to be the same. And this here also. And then structure number 4, which is right here. Uh, I don't know what to say about this. It's got a high wall. Um, you've got look like what looks like openings here, and over here you have what looks like terraced formation. I mean, I don't know what to say about this. I mean, this looks like a structure here, you know. And while I'm doing this here, I just noticed this right back here. You know, what is that? You know that. I mean, you can zoom in as much as you can. Um, that just doesn't look like it should be there. So anyway, so you know we've had our first 4 structures. Let's go to structure number 5. And this one here also. I mean, it looks like it's built into the side of the mountain. This is a mountain. And it's built into the side of a mountain. You've got openings here. You got causeways here. Um, you got flat surface that's built high up above the actual mountain behind it, and it just doesn't seem right. It doesn't look natural. You have geometric shapes. You have geometric openings here. I mean, and we can zoom in a little bit before it pixels out. You know, it looks like this is a place that somebody had built onto the side of a mountain. Almost looks something like the cliff dwellings that we would have in the American Southwest in the Four Corners. That's basically what it kind of reminds me of. I'm not quite sure what to make of this. They kind of got it blurred out, um, but it doesn't look quite natural. You got a flat surface here, and you got something here sitting on top of it. Uh, Again, you know, I don't know what to make of it. I mean, you can see that this causeway goes. You have more structure right here. Um, this stuff looks like it's been there for a while. It's covered in ice and snow, and it looks deteriorated, really, to be honest. Let's go to structure number 6. And structure number 6, you can see again, it looks like there's huts that are right here. You know, it looks like a building right here. I mean, we can take this and we can rotate it to where it's, you know, you can see it straight up and down. And again, it looks like more pathways are built into here. Another straight wall built right out of the mountain. Um, don't know what this is. But this is, obviously, this is not natural here. You're not going to have that. And, but this looks new. Actually, this looks new. This looks like it's, you know, they just built this. There's no ice on it. There's no ice over the top of it or anything like that. Now I realize that I'm showing this stuff. Your eyes may gravitate to something I'm not showing you, and that's normal because you might see something that I don't see, and I would fully appreciate that. That means you're actually seeing things. But these are all geometric shapes. You know, and just while looking at this, I'm looking at this right here. Uh, Not quite sure what it is. Uh, but let's go to number 7. And this again, it basically it looks like a castle or it could be a temple in the middle of an ice field. You know, it's in the mountains, but it looks like you have a large gate right here leading into the main part. Uh, it's exposed. This is probably something much older, and it's exposed to the elements. It's been frozen over. Uh, you can see definitely right angles here, here. Uh, Another entrance right here. You know, what looks like something that was a building that may have fallen or something. But this is something else I wanted you to see. You have two down terraces that meet down here this way. That's not natural. You know that's a walkway, and that's just not natural. You know, you're just not going to have something built like that into the side of a mountain naturally. I mean, here you can see more stuff up here. Again, you know, when you go to Google Earth, just take it and rotate it around, you know, and you actually get to see other things that you probably would not have seen before. And but this is definitely something not natural. This looks like it came out of, you know, Iraq, a ziggurat, you know, by the steps and how everything are, or something out of Mesoamerica, you know, where you had the pyramids of the Maya. That's kind of what that reminds me of there. But I don't know, you know, I can't tell you what it is. I can just show you that what you see here is not naturally constructed by nature. This is something that has to be tooled out. And so with that, let's go to number 8. Number 8's a little further away. And to be quite honest, I'm not sure what to make about this one either. I mean, let's zoom in right here. We have building structure. We have something here that's squared. It has no top on it because you can see inside. So this is it looks like a holding pen for something. You see the terracing out formation. You know, let's turn it a little bit. Let's give it more of a angle where we can see. I mean, we have all kinds of things up in here and here. But this looks older here because it's ice covered. And but this is not. So this tells me that this is relatively new. It's not covered in ice. This looks like it could be a large oil tank or diesel tank or something that maybe that you know they have for storage for exploring, or maybe they're inside the mountain. I don't know. I can't tell you. You know, we have one, two, three, four, five, six, uh, 7, 8, 9. We got these look like oil storage tanks right here. We got something right in here. I can't tell you what it is. But then again, you know, I don't know what to tell you what it is because I can only tell you what it looks like to me. And maybe someone out there knows what it is. Uh, the next one I had no idea what this thing is. And this was initially what I was looking at when I saw that. I said, "What in the world is that?" Because you have all this, this, and all of this all seem to be going toward that spot. But as I began to look at it, that became less intriguing than this. This whole area right here. This looks old. This looks like it's been there a while, just by how it looks. It does not look like the other pictures, where it shows that looks like that they were, brand new stuff right there. We can take again and turn it, and then zoom back in. There we go. And there we go. Now this does look anomalous to me. You got an arch here. You got looks like several buildings here built in a long building structure fashion. This could be something. I just have no idea what it could be. Um, you have over here another building structure. Um, but you zoom out a little bit and you get a better look at it. Um, Chris Maroney of Mars Anomalies says, get a magnifying glass and zoom out to where it's not pixeled and use your magnifying glass and you can really pick up this stuff. You know what? He's exactly right. But you got something here also. And this stuff, literally, I can't tell you what it is. I don't know. Um, but it shouldn't be there. And let's go to what I have here. It was called What in the World. That's what I titled it. Because I can't figure out what this thing is. It looks like some kind of, what do you call those things that go across the ice and the snow, travel back and forth? I don't remember what you call them. But what you got here is a hexagonal shape here. It looks like it's burrowing into the ice or into the side of a mountain and is shooting something back out the back end. I don't know if that's exhaust or what. I can't tell you what this is. I have no clue as to what this is. That's why I call it What in the World. So let's go to structure number 9. This is the last one. And this is what we have here. I'm going to turn it around a little bit. I don't know. This looks strange. This may be something completely natural. I'm not really sure. To be honest, I don't have what do you call it? Uh, the fancy imaging programs. All I have is just your basic stuff that comes off the laptop. So I can't add pixels to this to bring things out. Some of you guys can do that. You got the software to actually do this. But anyways, this is what I wanted to show you. And, we'll go on from there. Well, as you can see in the video, there were things in there that just should not be. What I did was when I found this out and I saw these things, the first thing I did was I typed in Russian ice stations in Antarctica. I typed in ice stations um, for research and study in Antarctica. I found all of the countries that have ice stations down in Antarctica, and this spot here was not part of that map of stations. So I don't know what to make of them. Some of them look like they were very old, within maybe 100 years. Some of them looked a lot older, and some of it looked very new. So the world we live in is full of anomalous things. We can't seem to be able to put our finger down on something that, we can say for a surety that this was done at this time. I mean, we have things in this earth right now that are pre-flood. We have things on the earth that are not pre-flood. We have concrete being used by the Romans. And some of that concrete is so good that it's still as hard as a rock today and not falling apart. They were able to make concrete in water, something we've only learned how to do in the modern age, uh, maybe 50 years ago. And the we have things here that just, are anomalies, uh, both far in the past and in the about 2,000, 3,000 years ago, and even now we just find things that just should not be there. And Antarctica is just one of those places that's a mystery. And I love mysteries, and I love to find the answers to them. I think the process of finding the answer is half the fun. And so, what we have in Antarctica are some structural buildings. And like I said, some look like maybe they've been there about 100 years. Some look like they've been there quite a bit longer. And of course, some of it looked like it was just brand spanking new. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry I didn't have any aliens to give you, or pyramid shots. I'm sure they're there. I just wasn't looking for them. And really, I wasn't looking for those either. I was just interested in the continent and wanting to take a look. But that's where you discover things. So thank you very much. God bless you, and enjoy the rest of your day.